All right, everybody. Welcome to episode 8 of the Killer Main interview podcast series. Today's episode is going to be on Clown. We have the lovely Phoenix here, a very
Hello.
a very prominent clown player who's on Twitter a lot. And I'm going to let them go ahead and introduce themselves real quick.
Hello, guys. I am HPhoenix. I am the first 300 clown in the world. We have a total of 36 300 clown on in the game, and I've been playing clown for since 2019, when Freddy got nuked to the ground per se. But yeah, I used to stream back in June, not anymore. But I do plan to make videos about clown, meme perk builds and all stuff like that. And yeah, that's about it. But I do post a lot on Twitter.
Yeah, I've seen a
So
lot
yeah,
on Twitter, and so people can find you mostly on Twitter and YouTube's, I assume, once you get there.
yeah. Once I get there, I'll put the link and everything else.
Okay, yeah. As always, all that'll be posted below. Go check them out for real. Their tweets are actually pretty good most of the time.
Yeah.
Um. All right. So, how long have you been playing Dead by Daylight? I know you said Clown since 2019, but
Originally I started. The first time I played the game was somewhere in June 2018. Because my friend were telling me about Dead by Daylight and all this stuff, and I did a free trial and I got hooked. Plus having some money issues back then, and on top of that, my computer was running slow and graphic card wasn't working and all that stuff. But I officially started playing during the barbecue event, which
Mhm.
was around between late July and early August 2018. That's around when I started.
Gotcha. So about I can do math. 6-ish years.
Pretty much. And I have a total hours of I have a total. Give me a second to look it up. I have a total of 11,861.6 hours.
Well, hold on. Go. Say that again.
I have a playtime of 11,861.6 hours.
11,000 hours.
Yeah, I got really addicted per se.
This every time I bring someone on this, it always shows me how little I've actually played. Um, I'm at like 4,000 right now, and I've been playing
Yeah.
for like 3 years. um, God. All right. The big question is why Clown? And I know you mentioned Freddy getting or nerfed into the ground after the rework, so I'm
Yeah.
assuming that has something to do with it.
Yeah, because back then, I was still new to the daylight, and back when Killer Q times took like 5 years to get into the game. Freddy was one of my favorite villains, horror villains, next to Myers.
Hmm.
So I played both Myers and Freddy. But at the time, Freddy's power looks fun because back then he would just find a survivor, put them to sleep, and chase them. Not to mention, it takes like 8 seconds for them to see, to hit them. But you know what I mean.
Yeah, I got you.
But then later on, Freddy got a major rework, and he was OP as hell.
Mhm.
Like he would slow down generators for Freddy was a thing and all that stuff, and I found them boring to say the least. So around that time, I picked every killer to see which one seemed simple and easy to use.
Mhm.
Trapper, I didn't like the idea of setting traps. Same thing with Hag. Doctor was complicated around that time. Nerve was hard. I was taking every killer, right?
Mhm.
And then I picked Clown. I play a few games with Clown. It's simple. Just drop bottle, hit a survivor, slow survivor down, reload, and that's it. So I'm like, let me play with it some more. And after a few matches, I realized, yeah, this is gonna be my main for now on. It's just so like that. And then one day I checked the tier list, and he was bottom. I'm like, huh, interesting. Which is fine. I like the challenge.
Mhm.
So I stick with Clown the whole time.
Gotcha.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I gotcha. We'll get into like power ratings later. I really do think, especially now, people really underrate how good clown can be.
Oh yeah.
Um, yeah, for those who followed me for a while, I actually before Chucky came out, I was a clown main. Um,
Mm.
and I mained him for 2 years. Whenever his tome came out is when I started maining him. When I started playing the game, I hated clown. He made no sense to me. I had no idea why you would play him over any other killer. Because I was like, every other killer just does what he does better. Then I played the
Right.
tome, and it forced me to use the yellow bottles, and then I realized, I realized the power. Um, but yeah, Clown is an interesting one, as far as like because he's one of those characters like I see a lot of people maining, but like no one ever really talks about it when they do.
Yeah.
uh, and he is simple, obviously, like you said, but I don't think
Yeah.
he's one of those characters I think is simple to understand, but um, I mean, there's a reason Aaron Ed was able to write 130 page.
Oh no, it's 200. It's 200 pages now.
Oh, right, he updated it. Right,
Yeah, it's
right,
200. He updated it.
right. There's a reason he
Yeah,
was
I
able to
love
do
Iron
it.
Knight, honestly.
Yeah, I think most clown players do.
Yeah, there's some clown players I met that doesn't like him.
Yeah. Have you?
Because mostly one of them said that he's promoting only on clown. I mean, he's a killer, and I told him, well, he's running clown in a competitive way, but he's not wrong either. Because if you
Mhm.
want to win as clown, you have to do these things like tunneling and camping.
Right.
You know, but I also told them like it's just a play style. You have the option of playing like that.
Hmm.
You have like you bought the game. You could choose any type of play style. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like you don't have to tunnel and camp all the time, but at the same time.
Yeah. I mean, I think clown is one of the more notorious killers for it, just especially camping, just because. I mean, they're not the strongest, and I know we just talked about how they're a little underrated sometimes. Just because I say
Yeah.
underrated doesn't mean they're not, in comparison, weak to other killers. I just think a lot of people put clown really low, and then everyone's like, "Oh, clown's just can't do anything," apparently, which isn't true at all. Clown,
Yeah.
if on certain maps with certain builds and certain situations, is insanely strong.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Uh, let's take the game for example. People say that it's a bad map for clown,
mhm,
which I can see why because it's 100 million pilots. But
mhm,
if you have a perk like Jolt or Surge or what's called these days, then it doesn't make it less hard because as long as you get it down, two or three generators will pop because of
mhm,
Jolt,
mhm.
and then yeah, just hook them in for the day.
Yeah,
But
and I mean, in
on that,
in the footage we have here, you're using cigar box, which on a map like the
oh yeah,
game, cigar box is good on its own. Don't get me wrong, I love that perk or
yeah.
that add-on, but on a map like the game, it's insane.
Oh yeah, I've been using my main perk build for a while. It's been working for me
Hmm.
as of late. Because I had all the back in the days I used to run ruin surveillance, tinkers, and I mean old tinker and old undying.
Hmm.
And then after that I switched to ruin surveillance, um jolt, and then one more perk.
Hmm.
So I think I can remember. I cannot remember I think it was Painres or Deadlock, one of those two. It's been forever. But my meta per build been developing as of late.
I think a lot of people are trying to figure out. Personally, because I've been playing a lot of Chucky. I'm doing my 50 games with quote the best build. And I've been finding a lot of success with Grim Embrace, Pain Res, Pop, and Corrupt Intervention. I know Corrupt is one of those ones a lot of people have been kind of,
Oh yeah.
yeah, saying is bad right now. It synergizes so well with Grim Embrace though.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because once you get the first down, Corrupt goes down, but then you get him on a hook and walk away, and now all the gens are blocked. It's such a good combo. Uh,
Oh, for sure.
But yeah. I mean, Clown's also a very malleable killer. We'll get into this with your perk builds as well, but um, he's an M1 killer, so he can
Mhm.
pretty much run anything. Uh,
Oh, for sure.
but because he also has speed and slowdown, and a lot of his add-ons. I mean, he like I said, he's got aura reading add-ons. He's got slowdown add-ons, ones that cause status effects. He has a lot of malleability with his builds. He can realistically, and not in the sense of like it's going to be good, but he can run anything he wants for the most part. There's a couple exceptions, but I mean, hell, if you want to run Bamboozle, I mean, it's one of his teachables for a reason.
It's an option.
Yeah.
When it comes to windows, clown, when you're playing clown, you usually don't bolt the window
Mm-hmm.
because every time you bolt the window, you make a grunting noise.
Yeah.
That's what we'll know. That's why you don't bolt the window as clown often.
Mm-hmm. All right, so PCB, and I'm gonna date this video here, came out last week. We got the new
Right.
killer, the new survivor, and some killer changes. Clown was in that list. Uh, oh boy, was Clown in that list. Um, I'm trying to remember exactly everything that changed, but the big one is he has 2 more bottle space kit,
Yes,
which
I do recall the changes. Basically, we get 2 extra bottles.
mhm,
Yellow duration is now 6 seconds, if my memory serves me right.
mhm,
I might be wrong. However, the time to change from white to yellow is a bit longer. I think 2.5, if I remember correctly, which is fine. Now, the elephant in the room within the clown community as well as the DVD community is that clown will run 5 bottles of Pinky Finger, which is something I do not like at all. Hopefully, by the time the chapter get released, it will be. I've been reading reports so late. People are suggesting 2 or 3 bottles cap, meaning it won't longer be combined with gin bottle or soda pop.
mhm. I mean,
But if
we.
the devs decide to let clown have his way with 5 bottles, then by all means, I
I
guess
mean,
it's something I don't plan to run anytime soon.
yeah, we were talking about this before we started this, but I still say cap it at 2
No, that's totally fine.
because I feel like if you're running, here's the thing, right? Because once again, I main clown for 2 years. You are a clown main. Most clown players I know don't even run Pinky Finger because it's good. It is really really good, but it's I don't know how to explain it. It's I never ran it because I don't like how you had to play to use it. Um,
Right,
because you're not even really using the power. Like
right.
you are, but like not a very different way, but like you're kind of chucking bottles, hoping you can hit somebody, and then just downing them. Like you're not even really using the slow. You're not even really using the speed up. Like
Yeah,
I don't know. It takes a lot of stuff out of clown. I feel, and
yeah. I get it because you have to be specific spot. Not to mention they directly counter it by going left and right or just getting FOB and all that stuff. Usually when I usually pick a finger, I just wait for them to bolt a window,
mhm.
if anything. Other than that, then um, you have to reach a really good aim for it. Otherwise, it's useless.
Yeah. And it's funny because there's a particular I'm not going to name who it is, but there's a particular content creator who plays clown all the time. And when they
Right.
do, I get very mad because they refuse to play them without Pinky Finger because, and I quote, "Clown can never win without Pinky Finger."
I think I have a good idea who that person is. Because I
uh,
know I think he had a win streak of 200 something on Clown, but I believe that same person retired. I might be
yeah,
wrong on that person, obviously,
I,
but
I, I, I
I'm just
think we're
pointing.
thinking of 2 different people, but yeah, it's just
Yeah,
Clown doesn't need Pinky Finger to be good. Um,
right.
I'm just gonna put that out there now. People who think that just don't play clown enough. That's
Yeah,
it's
if you look at Arna barely use it. Pinky Finger, Arik is on the clown main, use it. Loki is on the clown main. Even Cole, there's a lot of clown play. There's a lot of clown players that doesn't run Pinky Finger. They use Gin Bottle with Cigar Box
mhm,
Bleach with either 50%, and all the different add-ons. Like
right.
I barely see any clown running those Pinky Finger as a whole.
Yeah, and I think it's also I don't want to say like it's an understanding or mutual respect thing, but it's like I think a lot of clown players understand that like it's it's really good. And like we don't. It's not like the hatchet. Like it's kind of similar to Eerie Hatchet on Huntress. A lot of Huntresses don't run it, like just because it takes away from the game. Like if you were like I went on a 100 game win streak with Huntress, and I saw that you were running Eerie Hatchet the entire time, I'm probably gonna say something, you know. Uh,
I
but
would say the same thing as well, but it's that's up to them anyways.
yeah, yeah, I'm not nothing personal. I'm just like, okay, so
Yeah,
you got a 200 win streak using one of the best add-ons in the game. You know what I mean? Like whatever. The other changes though, the invigoration bottles being changed. I'm what I think they're trying to do is encourage people to use the yellow bottles more.
yeah,
Um, because whenever I see other people playing clown, a lot of times I don't even see them switch to the yellow bottles, let alone use them. Uh,
yeah. Mostly because they don't know the how to combine those bottles. Usually, when you're in a loop, what you want to do is throw yellow in front of you and then throw a purple one, and as soon as you get yellow, try to hit this rubber in the
yeah,
middle of
yeah,
the loop.
yeah, pretty much. For those who don't know, the yellow bot is it 10%? I forget.
I 10% left on my check.
I believe it's 10%. It gives you a massive haste boost, basically, for the duration of the invigoration, which is going to be 5 seconds at base now. So it makes you fast, including the survivors if they go through it as well. And your purple makes them slow. It's just it's a combo made in heaven. It's such a small change to his rework they did. Um, and there's a lot of add-ons that can affect it. Cough, cough, cigar box.
Yeah.
I will raise
To
this
be to
add-on
be specific, to be specific, it's 10% haste with for 5 seconds.
10 for 5. Okay, which
Right.
is yeah. At some loops, it's basically a free hit even without a purple.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah. So the PTB changes. The only thing, because I've said this for, and I'm going to ask you about changes you'd want to see that they didn't do, if there is any. Um, I've said for years that I think the invigoration effect should also increase your action speed.
Yeah.
But any changes you would make, like this includes add-ons and whatnot too. I mean, we talked about Pinky Finger already. But
Right. The only changes I want to see is Sparrow Hornthorn, which is like the worst add-on for Clown. This makes the yellow guts bigger,
bigger. Hmm.
and we still haven't figured out what is the thing that needs to be changed. Um, the feathers, they that all that does is you get to swing your weapon faster once you throw a bottle.
Yeah.
Because usually when you throw a bottle, it takes a bit before you use your M1.
Hmm.
What the feather does is make launch your M1. So you can change the run feather. You can keep the yellow one if anything.
Hmm.
Um, Parade fingers per parade globes. I would like to sorry. I would like to see that change where it shows you. It's similar to the doctor's night add-on, where it shows you the trajectory of how big is this shock thing.
Hmm.
You can have finger power gloves where it shows you like
Throwing arc.
how far it will go, how far like an arc, how far it will go or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
Like like an add-on that'll teach you how far the bottle's gonna go. But
Yeah.
I think that'll be a bit too powerful. I think in my opinion. Um, party party bottles
Okay,
is
okay, okay,
fine.
okay. Party party bottles. All right. For those who don't know, Party Bottle is Clown's meme add-on. It basically just makes it so when the bottle hits somebody, it explodes in confetti.
Yeah.
My suggestion to this, because I actually think it's fine as a meme add-on. I think it fits his
Oh
character
yeah, for
too.
sure. I have nothing with that.
I just want the confetti to be bigger. That's all. I want it to be bigger, and I want the sound to be map wide. That's all I want.
Oh my god, that is distracting. Not even kidding. I mean, that's not a bad idea.
Uh,
Um, kerosene can. I spoke to a few clowns said that the effect is needed because of
mhm.
Windows opportunity. But then you ask yourself how many matches have you gone against players that have Windows? So maybe I mean maybe you can add it for like a minute, if anything, which it would be perfect.
What
Other than
what
that,
is it now? 30 seconds?
it's 30 seconds. Yes.
Yeah, I don't. I've always been blindness is one of those things where like I talked about it in the Skull Merchant episode, but like blindness is one of those things where like they have to be very careful with how they balance it, especially on powers that have add-ons that add it. But I think like a minute would be fine. The problem is like a lot of times when you hit them with the purple bottle, like yeah, they might get away, but like you're probably about to hit them. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Right.
not even really helping you out there.
And since we have base kit two bottles, might as well you can change the effect of the gin bottle to something else. And you can keep at least the what's it called the thickest sort of bottle which gives you one extra bottle. But
Hmm.
other than that, because obviously us clown main been asking for extra bottles as of late. However, there's another change that we also want because back because it's actually we're talking about that in the forums right now, where we would like to see separate bottles for yellow and pink bottles, like have 4 and 4, right?
Right. Yeah, I've heard this
And
one
then
for a
if
while. Yeah.
yeah, so if you use all of them, you charge for 5 seconds, obviously. But if you leave a few bottles in your arsenal, it will take 3 seconds as usual.
Hmm.
But that's not the case apparently. But
Yeah.
it'd be a cool change, but I don't think that's gonna happen, sadly.
Yeah, I think with the way the game's coded, I don't think they can even really do that. If I'm honest with you,
Yeah, because
because I think people have said a lot of night. I've seen a lot of night players suggest that too, where they should be able to switch um which guard they have.
yeah,
And I think because of how the game is, they just aren't able to do it for some reason.
right.
Um, because spaghetti code sucks. Um, I think one suggestion I've had, and I know you were talking about changing the gym bottle. I've always wanted an add-on for Clown that lets the bottles bounce.
Oh, that's cool. That'll be interesting.
Because don't get me wrong, Clown can win a lot of loops, but there's some loops where like if I could just like bounce the bottle off an angle, like it would I feel like it would be so cool. And we know it's possible now. We knew it was possible because of Trickster, but we know it's really possible now because of the unknown.
Yeah, his power being bounced bounces ball in the corner
Yeah,
on
yeah,
the walls
yeah.
and stuff like that.
So I don't know which add-on they would switch. I mean, I know you said gym bottle, but like I would love an add-on that just lets you bounce the bottles off of
Mm,
terrain.
I would say, oh, I think that would be perfect for like either Starling Feather or Robin Feather, one of those two feathers.
Yeah, I think that would make sense thematically too.
Like,
Another one, and this is a weird one, but uh, I want a bottle that makes when you hit them with the purple bottle while they're intoxicated,
uh-huh.
they're oblivious.
Do we have? Good story. We have one of those add-ons.
We
Yeah,
yeah, we don't have an oblivious one.
that wouldn't be a bad idea, honestly.
Um, I've toyed around with the idea of one that makes you undetectable during like as long as someone's intoxicated. My idea is basically I want one that lets you hide your red stain during a chase. because a lot of times, like, even with, I know they're changing this, but with the distortion effect, of like how their screen goes, they can still
Yeah,
see the giant red flashlight coming from your face.
yeah,
So it really didn't do much anyways if people were paying
hmm
attention. So
yeah,
I always like the idea of some way to hide his red stain when they're intoxicated. Um, so you can actually get some sneaky hits from the distortion effect. With them changing that though, I'm not 100% on it as much as I used to be though. I will be honest.
yeah. I also had an idea back then where if it was an add-on, I don't know which one. I think maybe for either tattoo or pinky finger,
Hmm.
where when you hit someone with the butt directly, they see illusions of clown, similar to the doctor.
Hmm.
To know where you're at or where you're at, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I there's okay. This is a weird one too. Speaking of hitting the bottle directly, um, do you think Clown should get some kind of buff on the bottles if he does hit someone directly?
Um,
Because I've always toyed around with the idea. Because technically speaking, he does and he doesn't. Because I know if you hit someone directly with a yellow bottle, it actually procs like a little bit faster than it's supposed to. Um,
not that I'm aware of, because I know if you hit someone directly while they're working on a gen or doing unhook, it cancel it.
yeah, but I don't know. I've always thought like maybe if you hit them directly, maybe like on the purple bottles, like it makes them bigger by base, or with the yellow bottle, maybe like I just said, it like it charges faster. I don't know. It just seems so strange because like it's such a hard thing to do. Sometimes, especially
Hmm.
from distance, that I feel like Clown should be rewarded in some way for landing a direct bottle hit.
The only thing I can think of is extra blood points.
Or that, yeah, just that. Does he not get extra blood points for a direct hit?
Um, well, not that I'm aware of.
Huh?
'Cause I don't pay attention to
To
the
the
blood points
the
or training on the right thing.
yeah, the score thing. But yeah, I think the overall though the PTB changes, especially the distortion effect being taken down. Uh,
Oh yeah.
I know I've heard like maybe two Clown players who were mad about it, and I'm like, all right, dude, listen.
If they want to get mad about it, then that's fine. Because I've been asking that on behalf of the community. Because there's some matches where people DC because of the gas making them nauseous, and
Yeah,
in a super rare occasion they'll DC because chlorophobia, what it's called, which
yeah,
makes sense.
yeah. Chlorophyll fear clowns.
So yeah,
Speaking of, I know people have asked for a filter for clown specifically. It's been clown and plague are the two I often hear for
yeah,
phobia filters. Um,
yeah,
my opinion is I would love for them to add it in, but I seriously doubt they ever will. My suggestion is just give everyone a free skin for both of them that lets them change how they are. Well, okay, you can't really do that for plague, but I would just do it. Give everyone a free skin that makes clown not a clown, but then you'd be getting rid of his aesthetic, and then yeah, it's that whole argument.
yeah. I have the idea of having an option. The option, you go to the option menu, and then the accessory tab says change clown, and clown's cosmetic to Mr. Puddles. Like
Mm-hmm.
he'll be like clown will look like 100% like a cartoon instead of his usual self.
Yeah.
As for Plague goes, she'll have an option where instead of throwing up, she'll throw up rainbows or something.
But it's not. It's
Like
not.
make little
It's not.
cones, something like that.
It's not the visuals for plague though. For a lot of people, it's the audio,
Oh,
and that's where the issue comes in because the issue comes in the sense of like, what do you change it to? Because it has to be. You have to know you're making noises.
maybe like a waterfall type of noise.
Yeah, maybe. Uh, and I've talked with my community about this before. The problem with phobia filters isn't that they. I have no problem with them adding phobia filters.
No, me neither.
The question becomes how far do you go with it? And I know that's like a slippery slope argument, but it's like, I mean, I'm afraid of crows. Like
Hmm.
I have a deathly fear of crows. But
Right. There's a bunch of girls on the map, and like
yeah,
I mentioned, the artist herself.
yeah. So it's like, once again, it's like where where do you draw the line is my question. Like do we only worry about like the massive phobias like chlorophobia, which is very common, um the feelings of hearing vomiting, which is very common, um
Mhm.
fear of the dark, which is also very common. That one's a little different, I feel, but uh
Yeah.
yeah, it's like where do you draw the line? Once again, I know there's a slippery slope argument, and I don't want to turn this into that. I know
Yeah.
it's something people talk about with clown a lot, is the whole chlorophobia thing.
Right. 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 Honestly, I wouldn't know. Like, if I had one of those phobia, I wouldn't be playing DVD or DVD, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that Death will figure out something on how to tackle those type of phobias. And this is why the reason we don't have spider killer yet, because
Right.
people are
Yeah.
that's a major one.
I know a lot of people a lot of people who play this game for years who have told me if they add a spider killer, they are quitting the game.
Oh yeah, yeah, for
Um,
sure. It's definitely understandable.
yeah, arachnophobia is way more common than clowns.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Do you know why arachnophobia is so common, by the way?
No idea. I heard about people having them, but
So
I don't know the reason.
arachnophobia it's an evolution thing. We when we were Oonga Boonga cavemen, we couldn't tell which spiders were poisonous and which ones weren't. So our
Yeah.
dumb monkey brains were like, "Oh, every spider is deadly." Um, so we just learned to be afraid of anything with 8 legs. And then and now in modern times, when we know what they are, our brains still haven't evolved past that. That's also why a lot of us are scared of snakes. That's why that's a very common fear. It's an
Yeah.
evolution thing. Why are
Right.
so many people afraid of clowns?
It must be
It's
child
a
related when they were little.
it's a well, it's part of that. It's also it's a uncanny valley thing
Right.
because of all the makeup.
Yeah.
Um, and my phone went off. I'm totally professional and remembered to turn that down. Uh, it's an uncanny valley thing. It also has to do a lot with the idea of someone faking in front of you.
Right.
Because most clowns are putting on a performance, but they're also acting like a normal person. So it's like, oh, this guy isn't real, and then that kind of like has cognitive dissonance with their brain. There's like a whole book about why chlorophobia is so common, and it
Yeah.
goes back histories. Uh, Jesters are another big reason. Harlequins are another big reason. There's a lot that goes into it.
No. Yeah.
Um,
For sure.
yeah. Well, there's a psychology part of this podcast about clown. So,
The more
builds
you
you
learn, the
run.
more you know.
Oh, what was that?
The more you learn,
Yeah,
the more you know.
the more you know. Yeah, yeah. It's always nice to learn something. Build you run. We have the gameplay going in the background. I've seen all three builds here. So do you have a build in particular like that you would say is the best one on clown right now?
Um. Okay. That's interesting stuff because every clown may have their own thoughts of being the best. Arenat obviously always comes up with the best builds on clown to run,
Hmm.
and then other people say it's otherwise. It's this one and that one. For me, I say run what makes you comfortable.
Right.
Right. For me is corrupt, ultimate weapon, pain rest, and deadlock. Because it's been working for me for like 4 ages now.
Yeah.
Because
So
the other perks that I used to like I said, ruin surveillance, pain rest, and grim embrace. It's another one that I run as well.
yeah, it's just consistent slowdown. Everything you just listed off
Yeah,
pretty much. Um,
yeah. But I say run what makes you feel comfortable. Like if you think that this build is making you win more, then just stick with that build. If not, then you can look up Arena. You can look at Odd because Odd has a website with clown builds. You can try those and see if you like them. If not, then run whatever makes you win more or something like that.
yeah.
Honestly,
Speaking of Aaron Ad, his his Gate of Death or Road to Death or whatever. This Stabiffle build he runs all the time.
Yeah.
I tried that on every killer in the game.
And how did I go?
Um, I still need to do this video because I still haven't recorded all the games. The only killers I found that make really good use out of it are Doctor and Pinhead.
Interesting.
Otherwise, every other killer was okay with it. Except for
Right.
one. There's only one killer I found or two killers I found who literally couldn't use it at all.
And who'll be?
That would be Huntress.
Yeah.
Because it's Huntress with Stabiffle. It's not that great. And I don't want to say ironically, Plague was the most miserable I think I had in this game. It was the most miserable playing experience I had in this game trying to get Stabiffle to work on Plague.
Not gonna lie, I might actually try that because it sounds like a fun time.
Well, because here's
Just for
the
the
thing.
memes.
Yeah, because here's the thing. Huntress, I can still zone, right? I can still kind of get myself into a position to go for an M1.
Mm-hmm.
Plague, a lot of times, while people like to think, oh, they're just injured all the time, just run up to them and M1 them. It's not always the easiest thing to do with her. And she just couldn't really make much use out of Rapid Brutality. Even if I got the save stacks, she couldn't really do anything with them. Plague was
Yeah.
just the most miserable. I bring that up only to say that his build of Stabiffle Coop, oh my god, play with your food and what is the Rapid Brutality?
Rapid.
Yeah, it's good on
It,
Clown. It is.
it is. It's a really fun build. Obviously, you have to keep in mind that Jet's gonna fly like hotcakes and all that
Yes.
stuff. But
It
it's a
is.
100% fun build to run.
It is very very high risk, high reward.
Yeah.
Once it gets going, it is insane how much pressure you can get in such little time.
Right.
And the counter to it, for those who are curious, spread out. That is your counter to it.
Right. Yeah.
Never get near each other, and body block as best as you can is the obsession. If you do those two things, it's virtually useless.
Yep.
So add-ons you run. I think I've seen. Is it mostly been Cigar Box and Gym Bottle in all three of these games?
When I started playing Clown back then, it used to be police with either 50%, like almost all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started watching Kenzie, who he used to be a really good, amazing clown, but he retired last year.
Okay.
He used to run Gym Bottle with Bleach, which is something I started running, or Gym Bottle with 15%. But as of now, I've been running Gym Bottle with Cigar Box.
Right.
Till I realized that people are running Distortion, so I switched back to Bleach.
Yeah. Distortion. I hate that Distortion completely counts Cigar Box.
Yeah,
There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It completely counters that.
yeah. That's why I have an ultimate weapon as a secondary in
Yeah.
case you have Distortion. But then again, I bumped into someone with that runs both Count Spirit and Distortion, and it makes me wonder if I should just run Whisper just in case. Because fighting two people at the end of the game is just annoying.
I had a match. I had a match a couple months ago. On Garden of Joy. First off, I was playing Clown. I was using Aranad's build, and I was running Cigar Box. All four of them were using Distortion Comp Spirit. I
Man, that
found
is pain.
literally two
No
people
one.
the entire match, and every time I just lost them. Because for those who don't know, because I always forget this with Distortion, when their aura is shown, they don't leave scratch marks for 10 seconds. So
Mm-hmm.
if they're smart, they'll just leave the loop, and you'll have no idea.
Yeah.
It's yeah. Also, thoughts on this is a weird thing with Cigar Box. It doesn't
Uh-huh.
work with Lethal Pursuer's aura buff. Do you think they should change that?
Um, I think so.
Yeah, because
I think not. Now I'm thinking about it, maybe not because that makes cigar box overpowered, and will probably end up nerfing the add-on and everything. If anything.
yeah, maybe because like you could just run makeup kit, I said, which is what I usually run. I usually run cigar box makeup kit personally.
Oh yeah, nothing wrong with this combo. That's a good combo. If anything.
Yeah. It's just weird because the reason lethal doesn't affect it, by the way, for those who don't know, cigar box, it's tied to the invigoration effect. It's not a timer itself.
Right.
So there's nothing like lethal pursuer increases aura reading by 2 seconds, but as far as the game code is concerned, cigar box doesn't have a time to increase, so that's why it
Hmm.
doesn't affect it.
Yeah. That Little Pursuit only affect perks.
Yeah, no, it affects add-ons.
Oh,
Yeah,
never
because
mind then.
I run it with or rat poison on Chucky. It works on that.
Hmm.
Uh,
Noted.
yeah, it's any aura reading. It's just some aura reading in the game isn't coded to have a time limit, so like
Yeah.
it can't increase it. Um, it's like how it still affects what was the Wesker perk? Is it situational awareness?
I think so.
It's the one when you pick someone up, you get the aura reading around you. So as far as
Yes.
the
Yeah. That's what it is.
yeah, as far as the game is concerned, so Lethal Pursuer works with that. It actually increases the aura reading by 2 seconds. And some people are probably saying right now that well, it doesn't get you lose the aura reading when you drop somebody. No, the way the game coded it because of how they changed it from the PTB, um, it's 0 seconds. So lethal increases
Interesting.
that 0 seconds to 2 seconds.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's I don't know if it's on purpose, if anyone knows about it, because no one runs that perk anyways, but
Yeah. I just run it and just let it work.
yeah. Or once again, if just no one cares or notices, but yeah, that's why lethal affects that one still. But there's
Yeah.
some aura reading in this game that is coded, hard coded to not actually have a time limit. Cigar
Hmm.
box is one of those.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, I mean, any like Flask of Bleach or anything like that, or Cork Stopper. Any thoughts on Cork Stopper?
Arc Stopper, I believe that increases the reload time.
Yeah, it's by half a second, I think.
I like to run that with Jim Bob all the time for Bleach and Corpus are another good combo.
Hmm.
Other than that, Ether 50% also works with Cork. Honestly, pretty much you can make any item with Cork work, except with the predators and the other useless add-ons per
Yeah,
se.
I mean, I think other than his browns, like honestly, all of Clown's add-ons are fine. like
Yeah.
like you can make them work. You can throw any of them into a build. You know, if you're running low on gem bottles, just throw a solvent jug in there. You're good.
I mean, if you're new to Clown and start playing the game, you cannot go wrong with taking Cork and whatever add-ons you have on your disposal.
Yeah, I usually tell new players to not run any add-ons on Clown because a lot of them change how the timings work on everything.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
think it actually hurts you in the long run. Um,
Like I used to run take Cork with Smelly Soul. Like I will reload and walk faster.
yeah. All right. So this one's gonna be a little complicated. This is usually where the everything goes to hell as far as us talking about Clown, but
Oh boy,
uh, state of the
it'll be
game,
fun.
state of the game overall.
Oh man, start the game. As a whole on Clown on Clown.
No,
Uh,
not just Clown, just the game
okay.
overall. Yeah,
The state of the game. Wow.
it's a
Because
loaded
I've
question.
been, usually for me, I go to Twitter and I hear like people complain about, for the people in Buckle Up or
Mhm.
some BS happening on some loop and stuff like that. I think it's, my opinion, probably a hot take that the game feels better than before. Honestly,
I
uh,
don't think it's a hot take. I just think Twitter is very loud.
Yeah,
Um,
it could be.
I once again, this is episode 8 of this, and people have said, "Oh, it's because you're only talking to killer mains," but most people I talk to, like directly, like not like just posting on Twitter, but like in DMs or whatever, say the game is in a great spot. Like it feels fine. There's a few outliers, obviously, on both
Yeah.
sides, but the game as a whole is fine. Like I really do think it's in the best spot it's ever been.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, oh, but FYI, I do play both roles,
Hmm.
just to confirm that.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, I think the only big thing that in here was just slowly tunneling. Other than that, then it's fine, honestly.
yeah. Like
Like sure, there's a few bugs here and there, and meta perks being annoying and stuff like that. That but mostly the game is fine. So now if they add a separate mode with quick play and competitive, then that's even better. But then again, that's not stopping killer from being douchebags. Being dicks in quick play compared to comp. If that makes sense.
yeah. Also, I was thinking about this with because I'm also an advocate for them adding like a ranked mode. Um,
Right.
but I was thinking about this the other day. Why would killers not play ranked? Like
Um,
what would like because it's only one of you. Why would they ever play quick play?
that's a really good question. No,
Because people will be
they
like,
just
"Oh, it's so they get less sweaty matches." Well, I mean, this is the thing about ranked modes that I think people forget. The whole point of them is so your matchmaking is better. That's the main point of them. It's not just
yeah.
bragging rights or whatever. Um,
I could see quick play having no MMR.
if
It's
they
like basically old school DVD and rank being with MMR.
if they did that, yeah, I think that would give a reason, but I don't think it would.
Yeah, I feel like if behavior decides to make quick play a non matchmaking, it will have a little bit fun and with a bit of chaotic, and people will be like, "Oh, this mode suck because it's too sweaty." Or not it's too well either too sweaty or whatever.
Hmm.
Just so people can say, "Oh, just go to rank." There we go, or something, or vice versa. If
Right.
that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think my idea for making ranked, and people are gonna hate me for this. I would say get rid of perks.
Mm.
No, then
I
then
mean, I mean,
then survivors wouldn't play it because like base kit survivor is pretty bad, you know.
I do like the ideas and the like similar to lifestyle in
Hmm.
a way. It would have been, but I feel like it will end up tunneling more with anything.
Yeah, but it's ranked.
Oh, then right. Well,
You see what I'm saying? Like of course, they're gonna do that anyways.
yeah, yeah,
But yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I get what you're saying. That's the thing. Like, if they ever implement a ranked mode, like, there's a lot of factors I think people forget. It's like, okay, how do we handle? Do they balance it separately from the normal game mode? Do they have to add anti-tunneling stuff? Should perks be
Yeah,
allowed? Should add-ons be
all that stuff.
allowed?
Yeah, yeah.
Um, there's a lot of these things. Should killers have a separate rank per killer?
Mm, I think I read somewhere in the forums about you play one killer and the MMR share with everything else.
Yeah, it's a rubber banding kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, but if it
I, I
was visible, like shouldn't it be different for every killer?
I think it should be different to every killer because let's say a new killer comes out and then you don't have no idea how to play that killer.
Hmm.
Obviously, there's custom games to learn there's powers and how it works, but then you go against bots, but they're not the same as a real player. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're much more difficult than real players.
Yeah, yeah. So you play a new killer on a zero MMR, and then once you keep winning, you go against survivors at that level. If
Yeah,
that makes sense.
yeah. And then like would certain maps have to be taken out of the pool during a ranked mode, and there's once again, there's a lot of factors that go into it. But yeah, overall state of the game though, like I said, I think I don't think it was a hot take at all to say that the game's in a good spot.
Yeah.
Once again, I just think Twitter is very loud.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I'm on there all the time too. For the people buckle up, people complaining about Billy, people complaining about Chucky, Wesker, Nurse, Pain
Oh yeah, for
Res.
sure.
Honestly, I think we need another 6.1 update.
Yeah, I think, in my opinion, is that behavior should do a per minute checkup
Mm-hmm.
once a year
Yes.
around July,
Yes.
and go from there.
Uh, I said that when 6.1 came out. I was like, I'm cool with this update. I didn't agree with everything in it on both sides. There was some things I didn't agree with. But I was like,
Yeah,
I'm cool with this if they do this more often.
yeah,
I do think it was kind of lame that we got 6.1 and then we haven't really had a patch like it. I mean, you could argue the most recent patch and the one with Hillbilly was close, but it still wasn't. Not really, not anywhere near. Because I think at this point, like we're focusing too much on fixing killers, and I think perks are the bigger
yeah,
issue.
yeah. I think once behavior are done, patching killers around there, and with the twin rewards coming around the line, and then hopefully Freddy gets what he deserves,
And Myers.
and then yeah, Myers as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because well, fuck Tombstone add-on. FYI, like how hard is it to allow to like, in my opinion, Tombstone keys should be allowed being used after their second hook state, not like killing people up fucking every other planet on 5 gens.
I think, yeah, I honestly, I still think Tombstone should be a personal stack and not a team based stack, similar to
Yeah,
Ghostface.
yeah.
It
Like I'm
is,
okay. I'm okay with the actual Tombstone by itself because it takes longer to charge and everything else. And by the time you get it up and running, all the gens are done. But with Tombstone piece being a thing, it's like I have to jump in the locker every time I get chased just to make sure not be the first guy to see if he has it.
yeah. I did I never do these, but I did a killer tier list last night actually. It's on this channel. You should go check it out. And
Yeah, I'm trying to do that.
I was talking about how I was taking add-ons into account, and someone asked me
Uh
this
huh.
like, I'm glad you did that because no one ever does that, and they said they didn't understand why, and I told them Myers is probably the best example of why people don't take add-ons into account when they're doing a killer tier list,
Yeah.
because without Tombstone Piece or Infinite Tier 3, Myers is probably the worst killer in the game.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But with those add-ons, he's probably middle of the pack.
Yeah.
Like it's insane how much those add-ons change fundamentally how that killer is.
Hmm.
Um, and that's just him. Like
Right.
Clown, like we said earlier, is very underrated. He's usually uh high C, low B. I would argue with Cigar Box and a couple of his other add-ons, he's probably mid A in some maps.
Um,
I it because a lot of let me rephrase that. If you're very good with him, and I think it's another problem with tier lists is that how do we take into account skill and yeah,
yeah, it's because like I said, like Clown has some issues with himself.
yeah,
He loses to pre-dot palettes, and not to mention he doesn't have a lot of map pressure going on,
yeah. I mean, he has no
and
mobility,
then
no act
mobility on top of that. So
technically
smaller map,
mobility. Yeah.
sure, he's really good, but on larger maps like Haddonfield or it's been a while. Like Mother's the only one used to be one, but not
Mhm.
anymore.
Once
But
again,
yeah,
my point with that though is that like add-ons can fundamentally change the strength of a killer. Um,
I mean, I respect your opinion on the tier list by all means.
yeah. Now I think I put him low A with add-ons. I think I did.
I believe on your tier list that's top B, top three on your B
Yeah,
tier.
I think I moved it down to top B. Uh, but yeah, and then and that's the thing with like the S tier killers. It's like Blight, Spirit, and Nurse don't need add-ons to be good.
Oh, for sure.
But with add-ons, they are so good that yeah. uh,
Yeah, it's
Same with
trust me. I don't again throw those skill with good items and they just collapse.
yeah. It's same thing with like with Wesker and Chucky. It's like they really don't need add-ons to be good, but their add-ons make them so good that I don't know how anyone could not consider them as high as they are.
Yeah,
Um,
but now after once each chapter released, I do plan to go back to Bleach with either 50%,
mhm,
and I might even go with Bleach and Cigar Box if anything. So in any case, I've been missing add-ons for the hell of it because, like, for me, I don't like to run the same thing because it'll get boring. I like to, screw around with add-ons and break builds to
right.
keep my sanity for running meta builds and stuff like that.
Mm. Yeah, and once again, I know Gym Bottle is I don't want to say a crutch, but a lot of clan players run it. So I think with adding the two bottles, it's going to open up a realm of possibilities for clan players. I feel.
Yeah, I mean, you could run gym bottle, give it 8 bottles, and then run core real faster, and have fun with it.
Yeah, and that pretty much eliminates one of clan's big weaknesses.
Yeah, but because once this update drops, you could be able to combine some add-ons that you don't normally run with cloud. Like you can mix and match and try to have fun with those.
hmm Yeah, and I think the next question was going to be clan's power level, but I think we've kind of already gotten into that where he's he's better than people think he is. That doesn't mean he's like the best killer in the world. Uh,
He's not. He's one of the best anti-loop killers, if anything.
yes. I think for the most part, he can loop pretty much anything and win. Pretty
Yeah.
much, with a few exceptions.
Except for God Palace, and
Yeah.
it depends on the loop. There's some loops that you cannot, win over unless you have cool of grasp, and then
Yeah.
yeah,
And he's not really map dependent in the same sense as every other killer. He's still an M1 killer without mobility, so bigger maps obviously hurt him, but
yeah,
um like if he goes to an indoor map, he's not screwed. If anything, I think he's better on indoor maps.
yeah. And personal opinion, which being his best map.
Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure. Yeah. Uh Throw it at the ceiling. You don't even have to
Yeah,
aim.
yeah. Ceiling on the walls, and yeah, he can pretty much counter any loop in that map except the gut palette, and there's a few places I can think of right at the moment on that map.
Yeah. Give Clown a teleport. It's time.
No.
It's time.
Yeah,
Like
I had the idea of like a power where he put a bottle on the floor, and you look at it, he just teleport like a clown. Like you just how like
like a
clown pops up in the air, and just go
yeah,
"Whee!"
yeah, like a surprise,
Yeah, like that.
like a birthday cake. Like you just fucking
Yeah,
uh,
that'd be cool. A cool power if anything.
uh,
But yeah,
I love it. Um it's it's so I think some people also forget. I said this about Trapper to a degree too. Clown is just a normal dude in the lore.
yeah.
Like there's nothing special about him. Even like he's not even that smart. Like, oh, but he made these chemicals. No, dude, he just mixed a bunch of shit together and it kind of works. That's all that
Oh
happened.
yeah,
Um he like literally I'm pretty sure canonically speaking his purple bottles are it's just mustard gas.
yeah,
So literally he found some Windex and some bleach and threw them in a bottle.
yeah. Because last time I checked on the lord, he started off, cutting bird feathers and stuff like that. He got amazed by it, and eventually he stole some I forgot the name of that word, sleep medication from
Yeah.
dentists or whatever.
Mhm.
Start using those to cut people's fingers off and all that stuff.
Yeah. Also, I am not advocating people to make mustard gas. If you didn't know, ammonia and and bleach makes mustard gas, I apologize. Don't do that in your house, please. Keep your glass
Yeah,
cleaner
so
and bleach away from each other, please. Okay.
yeah.
Anyways, tips for new clown players.
Um, I'll say don't throw bottles all willy nilly.
Hmm.
Just one bottle will be enough. You have to keep track of time on how long the gas lasts on the ground, and it lasts for 10 seconds. You can use your environment to make the cloud bigger, like trees or the side of the building.
Hmm.
We covered some loops, and what else? You could throw the yellow bottles in a gen, kick it, and you get your speed.
Hmm.
And another thing I like to do is something I learned from odds is you throw a yellow bottle, right? Reload and then walk to the yellow bottle
Hmm.
to move faster.
Yeah.
So usually what I used to do, you throw a yellow bottle and chill in the white cloud and reload and then go off. But after watching odds doing that, I started using it more often. What else? Try to memorize his throw because usually I just throw bombs a lot back then and miss all the time.
Hmm.
Just have it like it's a kind of feeling kind of way like I'm gonna
Yeah.
charge it. I'm gonna charge it this much. And it's gonna land at that specific spot that I want to. But other than that, then yes, about it.
The only
Not to
thing.
mention, not to mention, not to mention, learn to use your yellows and bottle combo, meaning yellow, mix your yellows and purple during a loop.
Hmm.
Obviously, from pinks only is fine. Just keep in mind that you might not reach, you might not hit the survivor before they get to that power window.
Right.
That's why turn a yellow and a purple will guarantee, some cases, to hit the survivor, if that makes sense.
Yeah. The only things I would add is not it's not just gens with the yellows. When you're about to kick a pallet, sometimes just
Yeah,
chucking, yeah,
that too.
or
Yeah, that's
picking
correct.
someone up. It's like a mini agitation. Anytime you're locked in an animation, just chuck a
Mhm.
yellow bottle at your feet.
Yeah.
Um,
Also, if survivor, if you suspect survivor having DS, throw out purple first before pickup.
yeah,
What's going to end up happening is they'll land in the gas, slow them down a bit, and should give you enough time to catch up.
yeah. And as far as the bottle throw goes, you mentioned it, it's more of a feeling thing. Um,
Yeah,
you do not get slowed down when you're holding your bottles. Um,
yeah. That used to be a thing back
y-
before the clown rework. Well,
it
it
was,
was more of if you release the bottle, you slow down for like a bit.
yeah. Uh,
But yeah.
what I was going to say with that though is when you're holding the bottle for I think it's 2 seconds, it will
Hmm.
shine. You'll see a little shine go over the bottle. That means it's fully
Yeah.
charged, which means it will fly
Yeah.
much straighter than it normally does. Um,
Right.
as far as the yellow bottles go, if you look slightly up once it's fully shined and throw it straight ahead of you, by the time you get to it, it will be primed and you can actually get the boost. If you
Hmm.
just chuck it, if you look, I believe it's 70 degrees. I'm being very specific with this. But
Hmm.
if you basically if you look a little higher up and then just chuck it, the same thing will happen. Um,
Right. Yeah.
but my point with that is hold your bottles sometimes and just yeah, unless you're like right at the window or a pallet, just hold the bottles if you're planning on throwing it. The line will be
Yeah.
straighter and you'll already have it ready to go for when you need it.
Hmm. That's about right.
Um, Tips for playing against clown other than pre-dropping.
Honestly, doing separate gens always a win.
Hmm.
Obviously pre-drop pallets. Obviously, other than that, like I said, clowns suffer from mobility because if you're being chased by a clown pre-dropping like nobody's business, then clown clown will obviously slow down. So if you try to loop clown, you may get hit. So like I said, just honestly just pre-drop pallets like nobody's business and try to loop to the next loop and
Hmm.
eventually either clown decide to continue the chase or drop the chase and pull. For me, what I like to do is my rule is not to get a chase beyond 15 seconds. If I chasing someone past 15 seconds, I'm already fucked up. Um, For me, I need to get a hit or a pallet, and then I'll rotate away and find someone else.
Mhm. Um, I think all I would add to that is Clown is one of the few killers in the game who holding W doesn't work
Yeah,
as well. Um,
yeah.
because he can slow down and speed himself up. So holding
Hmm.
W will work for a little bit, but not as well as it will on certain other killers. Um,
Right. Yeah.
so find a loop and actually loop it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Try not to get at the same time.
Yeah.
That's like yeah.
Um, because you're not dodging the bottles uh, for very long.
Yeah.
Because
And
they're
he's gonna have six. He's gonna have six soon.
yeah.
So that's gonna be fun.
Also, this is a small thing, and I feel like people say this happens all the time. I never see it. Uh, Run into the yellow bottles if you can as a survivor. I I feel like I never see anyone do this.
Yeah, mostly because Clown will be like I think Arnett I think Arnett's video where Survivor does take the yellow,
Mhm.
but it doesn't matter because Arnett will slap you before you do anything else.
Yeah,
Running into a yellow is a bit of risky, if
right.
anything.
Yeah, I'm just saying if the clown messes up and puts it in a bad
Oh
spot,
yeah, yeah,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
yeah,
Use it to your advantage. I'm not saying just fucking run into every yellow bottle that's thrown, but if the clown messes up and puts it in a bad spot, use it to
of
your
course,
advantage. Like for real.
yeah.
It's one of those things, like I said, I very rarely see it happen. And I don't know if that says more about me or about the survivors I'm playing against, but
Hmm.
um yeah, it's a 10% buff for you too. Like it that whole W thing I said a second ago, like if you get that yellow bottle buff and you can get to the next loop faster than he can. Um,
Yeah, because if I throw yellow and I messed up, then I'll use it as well, and then follow with the pink bottle, and you end up getting hit by it.
yeah. Uh, Also with the pink bottles, I would say the slowdown I from memory, this is memory going on, is 12.5%,
Mhm.
something weird like that. Yeah. Uh, which is still immensely slow, and it's God, clown is the reason I hate percentages in this game. It's that is a multiplicative loss, not an additive subtracted loss. So
Yeah.
you go from 100% to whatever that is minus 12. It is not.
It's 15
Yeah,
base pay.
yeah. Uh,
If you run bleach, I think it's 19.
yeah. It once again, clown is the reason I know so much math about this game. Because I had to learn how much every single biffle stack does, and I had to learn what the fuck
Yeah.
12.5% was.
Numbers.
Because who was I talking to? Oh, I think it was Pig. Pig apparently had some there was some part of Pig that was like 10.25%. It's like why
Mhm.
couldn't you just make it 10 or 10 and a half? I don't whatever. Numbers suck at this game sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah. I think that those are all pretty good tips. I think at the end of the day, people do also need to remember Clown is still an M1 killer. Most of the
Hmm.
normal stuff does work against him. However, there are some loops. You're just gonna have to take the hit. It's unless they are very bad at playing Clown, just take the hit and move to the
Yeah.
next
If you
loop.
if you're trying to loop a short loop, like like a with a pallet in it,
Hmm.
you're not gonna win that.
Yeah, of
Because
course.
all I have to do is throw up purple and then mind game, and you get slapped.
Yeah, it's the opposite of Chucky. Just saying.
No, yeah.
uh, Okay, we talked about this before too. You said you weren't really the biggest lore nerd, which is fine. I don't expect everyone to be. Um,
Yeah.
do you have any thoughts on Clown's lore at all?
Um, like I looked it up yesterday. The original one, anyways. The fact that he used to, like I said, catch birds and cutting things off and other stuff like that, and
Hmm.
we were from that, and him being a really smart person in class, but his father being a drunk, it's just like, oh god. I feel like he could have been a better person if his dad wasn't a prick. Um,
Well,
yeah.
So this is gonna be my I I'm about to be the most pretentious asshole right now. I have
Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead.
I have a degree in
It wouldn't bother me at all.
I have a degree in psychology.
Uh-huh.
And Clown is an amalgamation of about 3 or 4 serial killers.
Yeah.
IRL serial killers. Uh,
Mhm.
and Jeffrey Dahmer was in a very similar situation to how Clown's lore is described. Uh,
Mhm.
However, his dad, while absentee, was not a bad dad. Uh, so a lot of times it's not even necessarily because the parents were assholes. Um, there is still studies going on, even to this day, of how
Mhm.
serial killers come to be. The running theory right now is that the amygdala, which is the part of your brain that is your violence center, is
Mhm.
very, very pronounced and basically doesn't know how to turn off. Uh,
Interesting.
is pretty much what it comes down to. And the only way to really, quote, fix that, there is no way to fix it, but the only way to subside it is therapy. That was probably the biggest thing with Clown. He needed to get help that, especially in the time period we assume he was part of, just didn't exist.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, I've always liked his lore because, especially the Tome story, because it's from his perspective, which I think
Oh,
is
yeah.
oh,
I do like the animation on that cartoon.
yeah.
That's just amazing.
Yeah, I just the tone being from his perspective, I think adds a lot to it because it shows his narcissism so well.
It
He's
does.
he thinks he's this fucking genius, like this amazing person who deserves everything, and he doesn't. It's just
Yeah,
I don't
he
know
doesn't
this.
at all.
Yeah, I love Clown's lore. I think it's simplistic in the best way.
Yeah, he's just a guy that helps out with fingers.
Yeah. Um, I mean, there's a little more to it, but like I said, I just love how simplistic it is. It's just like I said, he's just a mishmash of like every well-known serial killer. Cameron
Yeah,
Gacy, Jeffrey Dahmer, Ted Bundy.
right.
Not so much Bundy. There's actually not a lot of Bundy in his lore. But uh, those two in particular, though, Gacy and Dahmer are in there,
Yeah,
and I think that
yeah,
was a good way for behavior to get uh because I've heard some people ask for those people in the game, and it's like that is not gonna happen for a lot of reasons,
no,
and
I don't think.
it shouldn't happen. Even as someone who's like been really invested in learning about those people over the years, no, that should not
Yeah,
happen.
like
That is extremely disrespectful.
it's basically the same thing though. Like last week, there were people were arguing about the killer being what was it again? They said about the new killer being I forgot. I forgot. It was a hot topic last week.
I don't remember. The only thing I ever said was it's a lot like MK Ultra.
Yeah. But
Otherwise though.
it involved, I think, Indians. I might be. I mean,
Oh, oh,
people in
oh,
the comment
oh,
can.
oh, oh, the W word. Okay, yeah, I won't say it here.
Yeah,
People who've been on Twitter know what we're probably talking about. Um, yeah, 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 yeah. I think behavior has been very good about avoiding controversies like that.
yeah. I don't think behavior will add like I don't know someone like Hitler into the game, and
It's
then people are gonna fucking freaking riot and imagine Twitter be on fire.
listen, I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing because if they fucking did that, it would be the most insane thing ever. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think clown was their way of getting around that. Because adding a real life serial killer to this game would be
controversial.
it's not even just controversial. It's just disrespectful.
That too, I guess. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. It's just like how Trickster is kind of an homage to Jeffrey Epstein. Um. Not exactly, but he's about as close as we're ever going to get to it. Which is fine. I think that's fine. I think homages to them are fine. Directly adding them in is no, just no. Uh. But yeah, I think Clown's lore is I think it's one of the better ones. He's also one of the few killers, and not the few, but he's probably the least empathetic killer in the game.
Oh yeah, for sure.
There is really nothing to like be like, oh, I'm so sorry for him. Like other than maybe his dad being a dick, but like other than that, it's like he made his choices.
Oh yeah, for sure. He already made it. As
Um,
soon as he started, started with birds and stuff like that.
yeah, I mean it's not just a serial killer thing. A lot of kids do that. It's them trying to figure out the world and their place in it.
Yeah,
Um, most of the
right.
time, there's a whole thing about uh, when people start doing that, it's a determination of what it actually means. A kid at like 5 or 6 doing it is usually doing it just to experiment and figure things out.
Yeah.
Um, Now a teenager doing it, from what we can tell from the story about the age clown was, it's a cry for attention slash
Mhm.
a control thing.
Yeah.
Which the lore actually goes into that a little bit when he has the bird in his hand and he's just like, this bird is mine now. um,
Yeah.
but yeah. All right. So you basically answered this. I really need to take this question out because it gets answered with the state of the game, I feel.
Which question?
Do you still have fun with the game?
Oh, that one. I
Um,
do. As long there's stuff to learn about the game, yes. Because obviously I do play all the killers
yeah.
and try to learn them and I like to come up with weird meme builds on all of them as long as I can.
Mhm.
And I try to make it fun every time I pick up a build. Obviously, if I get gen rush, it's whatever because I don't care about winning it most of the time. Just
Mhm.
trying to have fun with the game.
All right.
But survival side can be a bit eh. Like it's really hard to run a meme perk build when you get a tunnel off the bat. If that makes
Yeah.
sense. But I personally find more fun in kill than survivor at the moment.
Yeah. I think killer is just uh, easier is the wrong word. I just think while there's more you have to keep track of and going on, you have the option to not do that.
Yeah,
Like if you want to go into, and I know some people will argue this, if you want to go into a match, try a build, as killer, you can just do it, and there's really no consequence. Like you'll lose probably, but like
yeah.
there's nothing really stopping you from trying the build. If you're playing Survivor though, and you're like, I'm gonna do a build where my entire build is around doing totems or something, right? Uh,
Or healing.
yeah, or healing or whatever. One, you can get tunneled and camped, so there goes your
Hmm.
entire build. Two,
Hmm.
if you're doing the healing build, for example, your 3 teammates might not want you to do that healing build and start running away the moment you even have a chance to heal.
Yeah, I have some scenario where I'm running will make it and they don't want to heal on the hook. They just want to run off. Which is, I mean, it's a smart play because you don't obviously don't want to heal on the hook because killer will come back to the hook. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's situational.
But
If
yeah,
the killer's not nearby, yeah, just do it, right? Um,
yeah.
and yeah, and then with the totem build, it's like, okay, well, some of my teammates actually might be mad that I'm running a totem build. Uh,
Yeah, and then you realize why does it have five stack of Pentimento?
yeah, and
Oh, that's why.
and then yeah, once again, but it's like if you're playing killer and like you're doing a dumb build, it's like
Yeah,
the only person affected is you, and that's it. And there's really
yeah,
nothing a survivors can do to stop you from trying your build. Your build might not get a win, but they can't tunnel and camp you the same way. You know what I mean? Like there's no
yeah. Not to mention that your team is gonna get pissed at you at endgame. Like, what the hell are you doing to the totem? He's still legit. And I'm like, bro, I'm not running like the scoreboard. You see like people running meta build, and you're the only person running some weird ass perk that nobody's seen before.
I have been running on Survivor Champion of Light fixated for like since Alan Wake came out. I
Mhm.
have been dying a lot doing it, but it is the most fun I've had on Survivor in years.
But yeah, for me, just blast mind. I love blast mind, but then I realized that pain reds keep like wrecking my fun up a bit.
Oh yeah,
Well, blast mine and blast mine, plant bang, head on, and quick and fly.
yeah. I think of Champion of Light fixated, autodidact, and deadline. I
Oh
love
yeah,
Alan.
for
I love
sure.
Alan Wake's perks. Oh, they're so good.
Oh
Except
yeah.
except the boon. Um,
Yeah, that was kind of there.
Let me ask you a question about Alan's boon, by the way, because I did a video about this, and people had very decisive opinions. Do you know what his new boon does?
But it allows when you step on the boon, you get to see everything, what's on the map, where the gens are, and
Yeah,
it's with the exception of the hatch and I think it's only chest and
gens.
generators.
It's chess and gens. My suggestion to change it is add totems and survivor auras.
I agree with the several auras, but totem wise,
Here's why.
that will make detective hunts useless if anything.
Well, okay, here's why I say totems. Um, it's because it has a secondary effect where you can relight a boon faster.
Oh,
And to me,
interesting.
I'm like, okay, well, it does that, but you have no idea where the other totems are. Wouldn't it make sense to add it to show that at the least? I don't know. Maybe it shows the farthest totem like Counterforce does.
Yeah,
But then
that
again,
wouldn't be a bad idea.
the,
That's actually good. A better idea, honestly.
the thing is though, like, people were saying like, oh, it'll make hexes do this and that and whatever. It's like I still don't think it would, because if that was the case, we would see maps every game.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like we would see stakeout, not stakeout, detective's hunch every game, and we don't. Those
yeah,
perks, those two things basically do that. I mean, if you're running them correctly, you can basically see the whole map after a generator gets done.
yeah. But I think this specific boon is way better than the 50 punch.
Mm-hmm.
It's you have to do is lead the totem and study where everything is.
Uh,
Plus, it allows a new player to learn, where gens are and all that stuff.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think either or though. I think if it showed your survivor auras, I think that alone would actually make it decently fine. I think it would be
Yeah,
a great solo queue perk if it did that. Honestly.
oh, for sure.
Because a lot of boons spawn next to gens, so you could like put it next to a gen while you're on it and constantly get aura reading the whole map.
Yeah, the kill's gonna kick it in their ways.
Yeah. Um. But yeah. So stats. I know you play on PC. Do you have your stats for Clown at all?
I believe I do have a website for that. I've been using a lot.
What is the track stat on Clown? Is it intoxicated hits?
Yes.
Okay.
Right now, let me look at it real quick. I use a website called Turkey,
Mm-hmm.
DVD.turkey.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Let me check. I believe I'm the top on the leaderboards. Like I'm top five. Right now the clown that has the most intoxication is KMC. He has close to 50,000 intoxication hits. However, he made his profile invisible, so because he like I said, he quit Dead by Daylight like last year.
Yeah.
So I am technically the number four on the list.
Yeah. I wish there was a way on those stat sites for you to You know, I'm gonna sound like a fucking boomer saying this, but on Facebook, if somebody dies, you can request to have their account deleted. Um,
Yeah,
I wish on like stat websites, if like you could request like, oh, they're not playing the game anymore, if their stats could be like not taken off, but like hidden.
yeah. Like,
So
it'll tell you this player retired this specific day.
yeah, something like that. Because like I've seen that with some other killers. I think Trapper's another one. I think the guy with like the most trap hits is like he doesn't play the game anymore, but it's so high that no one's ever going to get to it anytime soon. So it's like that just doesn't seem fair. I don't know. Um, but yeah. So, how many is it?
I'm looking at all the stats. Give me a second. I was curious about the Trapper thing. I had to actually look that up. Give me a second. All right. See, I have a total of uh 50 15,134 intoxication hits.
That don't take this the wrong way. That seems surprisingly low.
Yeah, trust me. Like I say, Arena has like close to 50,000.
That yeah, that even that seems surprisingly low. I don't know. I was expecting like Maybe I'm just being unrealistic. I was expecting like 100K minimum.
Yeah, because like I say, like I did start playing Clown 2019, but back when I started, I used to play a lot of Survivor, mostly because the killer queue times were taking like 50 years to get into a game,
Mhm.
and every time you play killer, back when gens used to be like 60 like a minute, the game will just fly like just fly.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I started doing switch back and forth around that around 2019 and back and forth when the queue times were better. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't start playing until Nemesis came out, so I was blessed with better queue times.
Oh
Um,
yeah. Let's see here. I killed a total of 298 survivors.
that's
Mori
that's
wise, yeah, I don't run Moris at all. I just
oh, I see. Okay. Oh, I
yeah.
thought it meant like any kill. I was like, what the fuck?
No. Sacrifice survivors. It's at
Okay.
10,716. Um,
I was like, okay, that sounds more right. All right.
I closed a total of 1,116 hatches.
Jeez. Yeah,
Yeah.
you said that Mori number, and I was like, wow, I think I kill that many a night.
Nah.
Uh,
I'm not a big fan of Moris unless there's some challenge that requires me killing someone
yeah, I think
or daily.
yeah, Moris are in a weird place. I have 78 cakes on Singularity. I have never seen I've used Singularity's Mori one time.
Yeah.
Because why wouldn't I bring the cakes every time? Like
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Mori should give you a massive amount of blood points. If I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, and I think that's what Behavior tried to do with the Mori system that they're planning to put in the game,
Mm-hmm.
which I think is gonna come out. I think they're still working on it. We're gonna learn more maybe this year anniversary. See how far they've gone.
I I liked the idea. I because I think Moris are in this weird place in this game where um we see them for we see it when the killer's announced and shown off. Everyone's using it and everyone's running it and looking at it and like, oh, cool. And they actually come out to the game and then you might see it for like a week and then I very rarely see Moris after that.
Yeah,
Um,
especially when a new killer comes out, people of course don't want to see the Mori, so they always bring the Mori.
yeah, but because it's not like an inherent part of the game, it just feels part. I know this is gonna sound bad, but like it feels like a waste of development time.
Yeah,
Because it's not like an actual gameplay mechanic. It's like an extra thing.
yeah.
Um,
Like I see it being used more often in the mobile version of the game, mostly because the Tomb challenge in the mobile game does have the challenge of killing someone X amount of times.
yeah, I yeah. Speaking of Moris, do you enjoy Clown's Mori?
Oh man, fingers, give me your finger. Yeah, like every time I have like a 5 stack of them, I'll be like, give me your finger. This is mine now.
Do you
Uh,
do you think his Mori would be better in third person?
on what?
And it because when you're playing killer and you use his Mori, it stays in first person. Do you think it would be better if the camera changed?
Um, maybe. I'm used to Count Mori being how it is.
Yeah, yeah.
But
I think it's fine. I've heard some people say all the Moris should be third person. I'm like some of them kind of work better first, and I think Clown's a good example.
yeah.
Um,
Like I can imagine Trickster being first person, just throwing knives here and there, just throwing up like randomly, and
I
then
don't.
just go like this, and it'll be weird.
Yeah,
I think.
I don't think Fixtures works in first person just because of how much is going on.
Yeah,
I think it's the thing with Clowns. Clowns is very very simple. He cuts your finger off, he sucks on it, he puts it on his belt.
yeah.
Um,
Like I remember we used to like Mori cancel, so we used to just literally stomp on their head to being toxic. Till the behavior changed that. Oh man, I used to do that when I get teabag during chase. I'm like, you know what? How about just spam this whole thing, make you DC by just camping in your head the whole freaking time.
I forgot you could do that.
Yeah,
So,
Mori canceled
that
back
is
in the days.
so BM. Oh my god. All right, last
Oh man,
question.
good time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
last question before we end. Why
All
doesn't
right.
Clown just drink his yellow bottle?
That is a solid good question. No freaking like if oh my, imagine if he drinks that just zooming across the map. Oh, no, you know what? That should be a thing. Like, just if you drink the bottle, you don't attack. You just zoom to a specific part of the map.
All right, all right.
But you have to slow down and get stunned for like X amount of time.
I'm call. Okay, okay. Here's my proposed rework for Clown. Okay, get rid of the purple bottles. No more purple bottles. Okay. He drinks the
Okay.
yellow bottle at the beginning of the match. He becomes he gets 20% bonus movement speed instead of the 10.
Yeah, but
He
that's a
can
bit
no
too much.
longer kick pallets or generators.
Ooh. Ooh, I don't know about that, Chief. That's a bit too much.
I don't know. There's just something so funny to me about like he makes this tonic that's supposed to help him, and he
Hmm.
could like there has to be some reason he doesn't drink it, but never he inhales it just fine. So like I don't know.
Yeah.
I just always thought that was a funny criticism. It's like why doesn't he just like what? Uh
All
yeah.
right. There are two other questions here
Mm-hmm.
you left out.
What are they? Oh,
Uh,
maps. Yes, maps.
Map, yes. Favorite map being Mitch, which I love Mitch, which is like the map I love to like. I don't use a map offering for it. If I load into the game with it, I'm like, oh, okay, here we go. This might be a W. It might be because I do get my ass kicked from time to time on that map,
Mm-hmm.
but not always. The worst map for me right now, I'm hitting Battlefield at the moment. It's just like it's just there's so many windows there that it's really hard to like, especially Myers window. Oh man, that's
I play Chucky. You have no idea how bad Haddonfield is for Chucky.
yeah, Batman. Not Batman. Haddonfield.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You have no idea how bad Haddonfield is for Chucky.
Batman will be probably the second least favorite. But if the basement's in the school, oh man, good luck getting out.
I think I think Badham is probably most people's most hated map. Honestly,
Yeah,
the more I bring people on here, I think it's the one that gets brought up the most. Uh,
yeah.
uh
But yeah, I mean, Batman is up there next to Haddonfield. But yeah.
I hate Badham so much. I've talked about this that I know exactly which version of it I hate the most. Badham 4.
Yeah, but I think the one map I like, if even Badham that I want is the one with the school, the basement being the school, because I can control the area.
Mhm.
I can just throw like gas in once. Like I'll stand like on the entrance where the basement is, and then throw the bottle on the other side where the stairs are, and just to alarm, or maybe throw the bottle in the middle where the two entrances are, just to make sure,
Yeah.
and then that's a alarm kind of thing, and then yeah. But if the basement is in check, then fuck.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, Midwich, I mean, you were talking about losing sometimes on there. Most of the times when I lose on Midwich is just because the hook placements suck.
Oh yeah.
Otherwise,
Especially against Summer Squad. Oh man,
oh god.
that is it's like okay, you guys you're asking to get slugged. Like I'm not a big fan of slugging, but you guys are really asking for it.
No, just pick them up and keep getting them off your shoulder. That's how you're supposed to play it.
Hmm.
Do you ever think about their fun? Do you ever think about their fun?
Oh, I do. I don't mind going against bully squads because usually they're fun. But then I do have a perk build. Like I get flashlights. If I see 4 to 3 flashlights, I'll have my what I call the fuck around and find out, which is agitation, iron graph, Star Truck, and light board with cigar box and Guardian's makeup kit.
Yeah. Have
If
you?
you if you decide to go for the save, oh, you're gonna find out. You're
um.
gonna find out what happens, and then be like, man, man, most boring clown ever. I'm like, yeah, don't show your flashlight next time.
I have.
Like I don't know why they don't, because back then back in the key days, they'll the last 5 seconds they'll switch to keys or flashlights. They don't do that anymore. Like I rarely see it. Like every time I go in the lobby, 3 4 flashlight, cool, okay, switch my build. Let's see how it goes. However, there's time where I bring that build and they don't go flashlight save. I get punished by running it. But it does work.
Speaking of flashlights, have you tried the new Shadowborn at all? I don't think I've heard
Not
anyone talk
really.
about it since the change.
No, as far from Champion of Light, it doesn't bother me mostly because like or that one alien perk where you put a trap on the pallet.
Chemical
What I
trap.
do is just kick it and use the time to reload, and then I'll get back to my speed.
Yeah, and I mean you can just throw a yellow bottle. That doesn't really affect
Yeah,
you.
that too. But like I said, the best counter to that is
Yeah,
literally just reload.
yeah. It's funny to me too. Clown like There's a lot of perks in this game that Clown just inherently counters.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question because I said this because obviously Made for This got nerfed before I started playing Chucky. Um, everybody out here complaining about Made for This, and I'm like, Clown just doesn't care about Made for
Yeah, that perk is it did get got me some annoying out of me, but I learned how to play around it.
Yeah, I just think it's funny
It
that
was annoying back then, but
yeah. I just think it's funny that Clown counters a lot of those kinds of perks where it's like, yeah, we didn't really care too much about Made for This.
yeah. I remember reading a tweet from a Dislinger main. It's like made for this, made for this gun.
Yeah,
Just like
it's like Deathslinger and Clown, I think were probably the two killers that just didn't care about that perk.
literally clown, laughing clown. That's what I posted.
Like, oh my god. Speaking of Laughing Clown, did you downloaded that GIF, right? The walking one?
Okay. No,
Y-
I need to download it. I don't
Okay.
know how. I don't think you can download GIF on Twitter.
You can. You just have to go to a website and do it. I can DM it to you after this on here.
Yeah, because that's it. That's the one GIF I've been wanting forever. Like, because every time behavior announced at PTV, and I'll be like, on my way to play nothing but clown and not the new killer, like, and then put it out the Lifly GIF.
Yeah. That
Just
that
because usually when I'm like, I don't go to the PTV just to dig around the clown. Usually I'm there to figure out which perk works on clown the best.
yeah.
Obviously I'll try to make 3 perk builds on every single one of them for the fun. And of course, I'll get DCs because they want to play the new killer and they want to play clown. But there's some matches where Survival will stay and I'll thank them obviously for staying. But it's not. I don't always from Pinky Finger or stuff like that. I just literally for clown research, of course.
Yeah, research. Uh yeah, that I actually got that made about a year and a half ago cuz the guy who I just turned in the clown for a second. The guy who made it, he did a YouTube video for Wesker doing that.
Mhm.
And I just DM'd him randomly. I was like, "Hey, could you do one of these for Clown?" He was like, "Sure." He did it in like 3 days. Uh, I'm not gonna say how much it
Nice.
cost me, but it was a pretty penny. And now it is my Twitter follower notification or my Twitch follower notification thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, but it's funny because now I don't main Clown, so now it's just there, and I'm keeping it because it's so good.
For sure.
Uh, all right. One of the questions I did miss was skins. Um,
Oops, kid.
what is your
Uh,
what for, let's keep
my
this
go-to
simple.
skin.
Yeah,
My
favorite skin.
go-to skin is what I call the discount Pennywise the Clown.
Hmm.
And I need to look at that. I forgot the name of the outfit. Um, it's the headpiece is the orange hair.
Hmm.
The body is the one that came with the wooden puppet head. I forgot the name of the outfit.
Hmm.
As for the knife is used Uncle Carby.
Okay.
And the other outfit that I use when I'm playing chill and running a meme build is Well, I call this Trooper the Clown. Yeah, the
Trooper the-
elephant head with the purple vest.
Ah, okay, I get it. Okay.
That's another favorite of mine.
Yeah.
But we did me and Ariko made and another clown main. We made a tier list on which is like the best cosmetic for clown.
Yeah. Is that up anywhere on Twitter or
Yes, it's on Eriko's YouTube channel.
okay? Send me the info later. I'll link it below.
Yeah.
um. Yeah, I think Clown is Clown arguably has some of the best cosmetics in the
Oh
game.
yeah, for sure. He had the chicken cosmetic. I made a meme a while ago, back in October, when the Naughty Bear cosmetic came out.
Mhm.
It's basically the meme is basically mom asking if well the DVD community asking if they can add FNAF to the game, but then behaviors like we have FNAF at home is
It's the
clown on
same.
chicken outfit as Chica, Legion on Bonnie, um, Foxy on Blight, and I forgot the last one.
A naughty bear for Freddy.
Not a bear for Trapper. That's what I posted.
Yeah.
I posted on Reddit, and it was a hit. It was a hit.
It's yeah. I mean, once again, Clown just and even with like the newest skin he got, the
Oh yeah,
the
still
the
have
not
still working on it.
Pennywise, yeah, not Pennywise skin.
Yeah,
Uh, it's funny too because everyone wants Pennywise in this game. Um, I had thought about it for a while. I really would be fine if he was just a skin for Clown. Honestly, I
oh
think
yeah,
I
for
think it
sure.
works just fine. Uh,
Yeah,
I know some people will be mad, but I really do think it just works as a skin. I said this for a lot of licenses. I think some licenses that people want in this game just work better as skins.
yeah, for sure.
Scooby Doo's a big one. I don't think Scooby Doo would work as a chapter, like a whole like killer and survivors. But skins, yeah, I can.
I could see Demogorgon running a Scooby Doo outfit of some sort.
Yeah, and I mean
I
Shaggy,
mean,
Velma,
weird, but
Freddy's. Yeah, all of them. You can get them for survivor scans, and
yeah,
some of the more notable villains from the show you could totally get.
yeah.
Um.
Like Felix could make a really good cosmetic for Fred.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I hate to say it, but Kate would actually work well for Velma.
Yeah, that was very Shaggy.
Dwight. It's
Dwight,
Dwight.
'cause he
Of course,
yeah,
it's
Dwight, 'cause he has
Dwight.
yeah, it has the animation where he just by his finger on the lobby.
Yeah, and Scooby
That's
Doo Demogorgon skin would probably never happen, but it would be the best choice.
yeah, that's license reason because Netflix. They'll have to do
Yeah,
that collaboration and all that stuff.
I think I don't know Warner Brothers' relationship with Netflix. If I'm honest, so I don't know how like
Me neither.
I don't know
Me
how much
neither.
of a stretch that would be. Uh,
Yeah.
actually no. Wait, aren't they in cahoots because Game of Thrones?
Honestly, I'm not sure, to be honest.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think
I don't
so.
know enough, so I'm not gonna talk about it. I just yeah, I think a lot of chapter ideas that people have would just make more sense as skins. Um,
Right.
I think so, obviously some of the bigger ones would work, but because like the Crypt TV skins were basically that. It's like none of them really work as a whole chapter because there's not enough to go off of.
Yeah.
But having them as skins just works. Um,
Yeah. I'm waiting for old school Mickey Mouse to make an appearance with a cosmetic. And
uh,
I cannot think of anybody else who can rock Mickey Mouse in a scary way.
oh man, that'd be a perfect clown skin. Actually. Uh, I mean,
Oh
come
my!
on,
That'll be
like
that'll be interesting though. That'll be interesting
listen,
to see.
we have Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, and the fact that it has not become a DVD skin for clown is just criminal.
For sure. I'll rock it for sure.
Um, are there any cosmetics you don't like for clown other than like recolors?
Oh boy. I'm not a big fan of the reskins. The classic one, anyways.
Okay, yeah,
There's a few that I like, but oh man. Let me think. 'Cause I like all of them skins.
I mean, if you like all of them, there's some you hate. That's fine. Yeah, that's a perfectly valid answer. I'm just
Yeah, it's
curious.
really hard for me to like hate a specific skin. Like, but if you ask me, the one that I don't use a lot will be the Greek one.
Yeah, I forgot he
The
had that
the
one.
Lord of Underworld is the name of
Yeah,
it. I rarely use it.
I forgot he had
Yeah,
it.
it makes no sense, but he could have made something else.
Yeah. Do you run the
But
do
it's like,
you run the cat skin at all?
I did run it. I did run it a lot in back in October because with Halloween and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I do in rare occasions.
I think I don't think it's like I don't hate the cat skin. I think it was a little underwhelming.
Yeah,
I think my
yeah,
biggest problem with it is that it's a set.
yeah. That's so
Behavior,
like
stop
I
making
would.
sets, please.
Yeah,
No one
please.
likes
Like
them.
I would love to have like half elephant and half cat.
Yeah. No one likes sets, okay? Like
Yeah, like for example, like when I bought the Iron Maiden with shirt for Felix,
mhm.
the only long hair he has is on a Lynx set, and I was so mad. I was like, oh god, this hair would work perfect with this shirt. But
Like some of them make sense. Like if it's a totally different character, like the Baba Yaga skin on Huntress, fine. That makes sense. I get why that's a set. But like why is the cat I don't understand why a basic cat thing on Clown is a set. I just don't I don't get it. Um
yeah,
I think that's his
man.
only like full like set, isn't it?
No, he has that and the Greek one.
Oh, that one's a set too? Oh.
Yes,
Okay, that made, I think I suddenly realized why I don't see it very often.
yes.
Because it's a little different. You kind of already said it, but favorite knife?
Nice. Uncle Carby.
Okay, fair enough. It's a classic. It's a very simple one.
Yeah,
I, I,
just the name, just roll Uncle Carby.
yeah, I prefer the. I'm a very basic person. I prefer the blighted one.
Yeah, but I do switch to knives here and there, like the Puzzler, whatever it's called,
Yeah.
and the pitch cutter and the letter opener and all that stuff.
Also,
Just some
this is
different
a side
options.
note with Clown Cosmetics. I and something I think they should do with other, more killers more often. I like that Mr. Puddles cannot be bought. It can
Oh
only
yeah, it's not in the store, isn't it?
yeah. You have to. The only way to get it is with cells or not cells. Shards. Whatever you get
Charts.
from leveling up.
Oh,
Um,
there's charts.
yeah, shards. I like that, and I wish more killers had at least one cosmetic like that.
Yeah,
I think it shows dedication. Um,
yeah, for sure.
uh, Obviously, some people probably got it before it was like that, and when there wasn't that much to use the shards for. But that's not the point. The point is like I feel like more stuff that can only be earned. I think would be better for this game.
Yeah, usually I usually save my charts for events because
Mhm.
usually, as you're aware, behavior decides to hey, we're gonna have all this game for the event. However, you have this amount of time to grab them before it goes into the vault.
Yeah, I don't feel like buying every survivor like I did every killer, so I save them for Shrine of Secrets. I
No, yeah,
I have bought a total of 3 survivors, and I have over half of the survivor perks.
no, not.
Uh, yeah,
Yeah, for me, I just save them for events or unless it's a new clown skin, I'll get ASAP or something else, or a specific outfit that I want to get. But
yeah,
usually, I save my shards for events these days.
yeah. I probably should start doing that more often.
Yeah, because I want to grab everything before it goes back in the vault and see it next year.
Yeah. This is a weird one. Are you surprised that Clown has not one, not two, not three now, but four uh persona skins? Uh, does that surprise you at all?
Oh, not at all, honestly. I would not be surprised to change the lore that clown used to be a furry or something like that. I mean, furries are cool though,
I just
but
no yeah no I'm not hating on furries. I mean I just always find it funny the more I think about it. It's like he's got the chicken, the elephant, the clown, the cat, and I'm missing one. He has one more animal skin, and I can't remember what it is. Um, but yeah, he has so many.
elephant.
There's no way it's a coincidence.
Yeah.
There's no way that shit's a coincidence. All
Yeah.
right, last question is what other games do you play?
I do play Overwatch 2 quite often. When I get tired of getting Gem Blaster or getting Total Cam, Overwatch 2 is like my go-to just to chill.
Oh, fair enough.
And I do play. I start playing Fortnite for a little bit because usually Perry Griffin is on the Battle Pass, and not only that, they came out with Michael Myers last year, and that's an auto buy right there, and I stick with that king. I still I've been using that skin more than anything else, but I do play Fortnite from time to time.
Yeah, I can't say anything. They added Doom Guy, and I played for like 3 weeks straight just to get Doom Guy when he came out.
Yeah,
Um,
but I do play all the games outside the PCs.
yeah, I mean, I assume, like you said, you have a lot of time on Dead by Daylight, but I assume it's not the only thing you play.
Oh, not to mention, I also play DVD Mobile because it's like
Better.
DVD Mobile does not have an MMR system,
Mm,
and that's why it's been fun. That's a late.
yeah,
But yeah, but the three games I play is literally Dead by Daylight, Overwatch, and DVD Mobile.
yeah. So is it mostly still PvP games though?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's pretty much everything. I want to thank you again for coming on. I know
Of course.
I'm going to talk about behind the scenes for a second. I know this was a little complicated due to our time schedules, but
Uh-huh.
we made it work. And
Right.
I hope it didn't affect things too much on either of our sides.
No,
Uh,
not at all.
I once again I would like to thank you for coming on. Clown was one of the is one of those killers where I wasn't 100% sure who to ask because while he's not the most popular killer, there are a lot of mains for him, ironically. Um,
Um, you could have gone as me. Obviously, there's Arico.
mhm,
Well, I have a group
right,
that I run along with two other clown mains. It's the P100 Clown, and if you want to join that group, you have to literally P100 Clown,
right.
and then. But you could ask Arico, you could ask Cole, you could ask Loki.
Well,
We have a bunch of not to mention obviously Arnett.
right, but
Like I honestly, like I would if honestly, Arnett would be a really good one.
and you know, I'm not doing these just as one-offs. I think I'm gonna try to get other people for once I'm through with all the killers, which would
Right.
is gonna take forever. But
Mm-hmm.
you know, for some of them, like I said, it's just I don't want it to seem like I'm only getting the top people for this. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't mean any offense saying that, by the way. And or like you know the most popular people, I should say. Um,
Right.
I'm not trying to get like only Otts Darva and Scott June. That's the only people allowed on this podcast. I'm trying to diversify it in that sense, and also I don't want to. Uh, this is the problem I'm running in with like finding a huntress person to bring on is I feel like no matter who I bring on, people are going to be mad. Um,
Right. Right.
because no offense to huntress players, there is a million of you.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I know a few people like because like back in my days I used to go against Ralph 100% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's like me versus him, like playing chess. It's like playing chess with him. Sometimes I did also play Roxanne, some a really good huntress. Coconut TS I went against. I did face a few really good huntress.
Yeah, but yeah,
Famous or not, of course.
but yeah, it's like Huntress, Wesker, and Blight are probably the three where I'm the most terrified to pick somebody. Be- because I don't want anyone to get mad that I didn't quote pick them or pick their favorite content creator, I should say.
You
Um,
right.
yeah, I had that happen with the Skull Merchant video actually. Uh,
Yeah, I was surprised when you asked me. I'm like he's asking me if they're firing that, and I'm like, okay.
listen.
Sure, I'll gladly join your podcast.
Listen, I'm trying to diversify. Okay, I'm trying to give
Yeah,
everybody an equal shot.
I understand.
Yeah,
That's understandable.
yeah. But in any case, I almost said in any case and regardless in the same sentence. regardless, I want to thank you for coming on.
Of course.
And once again, even with all the scheduling conflicts, I don't know how to end a conversation. But can you reiterate where people can find you again?
You can find me on Twitter. I'm always there 100% of the time, and on YouTube, I'll be starting posting video hopefully next month.
Mhm.
But right now, I'm trying to figure it out like the way I'm gonna do it because right now I could just do a null commentary clown. But I might start doing commentary on what am I doing and why am I picking this person and stuff like that.
All right. And I'll have all that links below as always. If you've made it this far into the podcast, I appreciate you, love you. All of you who do, because I see the analytics, I know you do. Um, y'all make this worth it. This is a dumb series that I wanted to start one day, and it's not the most original thing in the world, but I have fun making
Yeah.
it. So I get to be.
Also,
Hmm.
if you're a P100 clown and you're not on the list, because I have the list on my Twitter,
Mm-hmm.
please hit me at the end with the picture of your P100 clown, and I'll give you the option on joining the Discord group as well.
Oh, there you
Right now, we're at 36 P100 clown, and my goal is to make it bigger. You know,
go.
my year is like have at least 50 P100 clowns by the end of the year, if anything.
Okay. Yeah,
I need to update the list because we
I
have
think
36, not 35.
I'm P35. No, I'm P20 on clown because I once Chucky came out, I kind of stopped doing points. um,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Oh,
But I love you guys. Y'all have a good one, and
right. Peace out.
bye.
Bye bye.
The recording.